They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. They're coming to get you, Barbara. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Are y'all feeling my dad vibes or what? Are you feeling it? Let me know in the chat. How's my dad vibes coming through? Welcome to the patron costume ball. Hope everybody out there is doing well. What's up, Dave? What's up, Jilly? What's up, Keith? Hello, Heather. S. Rose. DJ Donnelly. Scott B. David Vines, Sean Sr., Joe Bob Tarheel. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope y'all are doing good. I got some friends here with me tonight. We're going to talk some movies, this and that and the other. Joining me tonight, all the way from the UK, Mike. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? What's up, Piz?
How's it going?
Everyone in the chat? Not bad, man. Not bad.
Cool. How's everything over in the UK?
Pretty dull, you know. Fully out of lockdown now. Have been for a few months. No masks, you know. It's all good. Cinemas, you know, back to normal. So been getting the cinema, checking out a few films. Yeah, it's all good, man. Oh,
cool. That's good. I'm glad you guys are out of lockdown and are able to, you know, go do your own thing and get back to the movies and stuff. What have you? Well, we'll get to that momentarily. We'll play catch up momentarily on what you've seen. But always a pleasure to see you, man. Also joining me tonight from the Flesh Wound Features YouTube channel, Dan Shine. What's up, man?
What's up? I see you're trading the VPN for the AARP commercials.
Wow, yeah,
moving up.
You know, you just got to embrace the dad vibes at some point, and I'm fully embracing them. So
there you go. There you go.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I actually went to Haunt a few days ago, Netherworld here in well, no, not in Atlanta anymore. It's in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And yeah, had a blast.
How'd that go? Was it scary?
Yeah, the production value's always been really good. There's quite a bit of haunts in Georgia. This one's not quite family friendly, but not extreme either. Okay. I got a foot to the face from the Bat Lady by mistake, so I got an apology from the Bat Lady.
You know, you probably could have sued.
I probably could have. She just grazed me, so you know, I was not hurt.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't want any part of those ones where they can like touch you and they try to hurt you. I don't want any part of that.
Oh, I've done a couple, but yeah, you can't be too sensitive because they will grab you.
Yeah, see, I don't want them touching me. I don't want them touching me. But anyway, good to see you, Dan.
Good to see you too.
Also with me tonight, let's see, who have we got here? Hold on. We've got a punk princess here. Hold on. Who is this? fiery little she beast.
What's
I s-
up?
Hey everyone.
How are you?
I was going to be
Good. Thanks for having me, Piz. Apologies for my hair. This has been in a, apparently I left my hair in a storage container last year, and man, it got crumpled. So we're working with it.
That's okay. I think it. It actually, it's got that punk kind of vibe.
Yeah,
Like
because it had a bunch of shit sitting on it.
Yeah. There you go. That's all. I mean, hey,
This
it
used to be a
works.
Princess Carolyn wig. I went as her for 2017 from BoJack Horseman. It was a great costume. I should dig it out sometime. But
You should.
yeah.
You
Hi,
should.
Mike.
So,
Hi, Dan. How's it going? Piz, are you
Nice
George
sound.
Lucas? What's going on?
what's up?
Are you George Lucas? What is going on here?
I am Fred. I am Dad vibes. Fred Durst.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I should have
I'm
gone
wondering-
as the fanatic.
We need somebody to dress up as Kanye now. With this
That would
new
be
weird
funny.
white mask thing that's going on.
I think we'd be canceled. I don't know if we have anybody that can do Kanye right now.
I can't do
Well, that's an
blackface.
expensive mask.
It's true. So is that the plan for this year, Sam? Is to dress up and hand out candy?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna bust out the Carmen Sandiego outfit until night of. So, but very excited.
Very cool.
Husband's going as Where's Waldo. It's just
Oh,
gonna be a
nice.
real chill evening. Take the niece
Cool.
trick or treating. Hopefully, it's about
Mm.
it.
So it's that where in the world kind of vibe, Carmen Sandiego,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. I like it. Well, thanks for joining me tonight.
Oh, thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah. Also with me tonight, we have got looks like King Paimon is here. Paimon. Hello.
Hello.
I was thinking King Corbin.
What the hell is a King
God,
Corbin?
back me up on this.
Come on, Sam. He doesn't
Tell
know.
me I'm wrong.
He's happy Corbin now.
I don't care. I wanted Repo Man Corbin. I wanted Repo Man 2.0 and they wouldn't give it to me.
I don't know if I can pull off Madcap Moss right now, but
Would you guys start speaking English, goddammit? His doesn't cater to a foreign crowd. No offense, Mike.
No offense. Taken. I know what they're talking about.
I see Christian in the chat. Christian, jump on in, man. He's afraid to jump in here, but come on, jump on in.
Is he dressed like Alec Baldwin?
Oh, too soon. Thank you, Nico, for the $5 super chat. Won't crash this party, but hello, Piz and Pats. How's it going, Nico? What are you dressing up as for Halloween this year, man?
Nico needs to get in here.
Nico
Yeah.
does need to get in here. I know. We've not had Nico on board for one of these in a while, but thank you, sir. So we were kind of having this discussion before we went live, and I want everybody in the chat also please participate. 2021's not been a great year for movies. So I was trying, and we're getting close to the end of the year. I was trying to think back, like what would be my favorite movies of this year, and the list is one. It's like Saint Maud jumps to mind, and then like there's no number 2 or 3. I can't think of any other good movies I've seen this year that are good to the point that they'd be in like a top 5 list or something. So help me out here. What are some good movies from this year? What are some of your all's favorite movies from this year? Dan, go ahead, man.
absolutely. Well, Saint Maud for sure. I think that was a fantastic film. I would also throw out The Night House, which not enough people are talking about.
I definitely want to see that. That's on my list.
Yeah, I like Night House quite a bit. Gaia, I thought was excellent. And what else am I missing here? I think there were a lot that were just kind of like either okay or really, really bad in theaters. But yeah, I mean, Old was garbage. Halloween Kills, I won't rehash that. Army of the Dead was garbage. It was not a great. There were more bad than there was good. Queen of Black Magic, the remake, I enjoyed that. I wouldn't call it a classic, but I did enjoy that. Man, Censor was what I was looking for. That would, as
That's
of
my
now,
number
is
2 of the year.
Yeah, that's definitely in my top 5, which could change, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where Antlers lands. That's probably the last one off the top of my head that I'm really looking forward to. Jake, I will throw out a quirky one. Not everybody's going to like this. Some will maybe hate it, but We Need to Do Something, the Max Spoof novella adaptation. I like that. It's not for everybody, but I liked it. Jacob's Wife was good, a real meaty role for Barbara
I saw
Crampton.
Jacob's. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Till Death, which shockingly enough, Megan Fox, who would have thought that would be any good? But yeah, as far as great films, yeah, it's not going to be too hard to do a top 5.
Let me ask you all this. Here's something I don't know. What is a Machine Gun Kelly? I know what a machine gun is, and I know I've known people named Kelly, but when you put them together, it doesn't make sense to me. What is a Machine Gun Kelly?
A forgettable
He
actor
is
from
in
Bird Box.
Bird Box. Yeah, he's in Bird Box. He's a rapper.
Yes.
He was in Bird.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Bird Box. He's the guy, the blonde guy who dies halfway through the film.
huh.
I thought he and Rosa Salazar escaped. Like they stole the car. I haven't seen that movie in a while though.
I think everybody died. I think, apart from Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
The only thing I
I
remember about
remember.
that movie, the only thing I remember about Bird Box, and the freakiest kill in Bird Box for me was when John Malkovich's wife is like, "Oh, hey, Mom, I'm coming," and she goes and sits in the burning car and like closes the door. I was like, "Oh my God, that's like the one thing in that movie that's really stuck with me." Like, "Wait, Mom," and then she goes, freaky.
Yeah, that I liked Bird Box. Titane is the one that I didn't throw out yet. Very odd film, but there's a lot going on if you're.
I've had a lot of people recommend Titane for me, and there's been several people in the chat who've mentioned Titane. So I understand. Don't spoil anything, but I understand it involves a woman making love to a car. Is that correct?
I won't elaborate on it, but yeah, you could interpret it that way.
Okay, sounds right up my alley.
Playing some
Sounds right.
tailpipe.
There you go.
Yes, there's some pretty graphic sexual stuff in that movie for sure.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Cool. All right. So I've got a couple here on my list. Till Death. The Night House was already on my list. I forgot about Gaia. I remember hearing good things about Gaia.
Yeah.
So that one's Sam, what are some of your favorite movies from this year?
I mean, St. Maud for sure. It's also a short list. I don't know if I would say favorite. I enjoyed Malignant, and I also really enjoyed Separation. I think that was a weird little underrated movie. You know, and also, In the Earth was not as bad as I was expecting, but
I hated that movie.
It's so close to almost being good, but it's still very much a little bit like Annihilation. So it's missing parts of the story that they could have elaborated on and probably made it better. It just doesn't get there. I also really liked False Positive with the gal from Broad City. Shoot, I cannot think of her name now. She's the more brash of the two. Alana Glazer. And Pierce Brosnan is also in that movie. That movie does, like, no matter what side of, say, like, pro-life or pro-choice you're on, it's gonna piss you off, and I like that. I like that a lot. I wasn't too keen on the ending, but it's like, that's fine, whatever. You know, we're doing something.
Voodoo Apocalypse did not come out this year, Zombie. I'm sorry, that did not win the race. You'll have to hold out for the next Dollar Tree Horror Movie Challenge. Zombie. By the way, I don't want to spoil anything. I have started watching House Shark. I had to stop it though because I was falling asleep. But there is a scene involving a toilet, a naked woman, and a shark. So
I think I saw that in the trailer.
Okay, cool. So I added. I see a lot of love for Don't Breathe and Don't Breathe 2 in the chat. Did anybody see Don't Breathe 2?
I thought it was entertaining. It's not a top 5 for me, and it's one of those movies you really have to roll with it at this point. He's blind and he's taken out a lot of people, but I guess don't underestimate the blind.
No, don't. But now
But I had fun with it.
he's the good guy now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do address what he did in the first movie, though. I'll give
Okay.
it that. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that one's kind of on my list too. Let's see. Did I miss anything in the chat? Don't Breathe 2 people. Don't Breathe 2. There's some love for Saint Maud in the chat. Machine Gun Kelly is a rapper from here in Cleveland. He's a whack-ass rapper. Okay,
Is that
cool.
good?
No.
No. Godzilla versus Kong. I know, Lauren, that's on your list. What are some of your other favorite movies of this year, Lauren?
Well, Saint Maud was the best thing that came out this year, and it came out 2 weeks into the year. So that probably set us up for a downward solemn, right? Censor was my second favorite thing. The incredible import Zombie Ready, my third favorite of the year. Shockingly, an action film comes in fourth, Cop Shop, which just incredibly fun. Felt like remember when action films could do shit and not worry about whether it was going to go over. It's kind of a wild movie, and it was great seeing it theatrically. Gaia, I loved. I think Gaia made me forget how much I hated In the Earth. Godzilla vs. Kong, a British import, School's Out Forever. Actually, I think it might be Irish. Yeah. Great young adult novel adaptation that you're thinking won't work, but if you like something like Battle Royale, man, it works. Another import, Hearts Never Forget, which is one of the craziest films I've ever seen. Lamb, amazing film, not quite up to the standard of A24's best by far, and not a horror film despite its marketing, but I enjoyed it quite a lot. Did like Malignant, which is shocking because I'm not a James Wan fan at all. And I want to just echo Sam. Separation is a film that a lot more people need to watch with an open mind. It was marketed badly, and very quickly public sentiment kind of turned against it. But I think there's more there because I certainly had a lot of fun with it, and wouldn't call it a profound film, but I would say at least had some brain cells rubbing together. So that made it sound like a way better year than it was, though. Because if you look, there's a bunch of smaller films and imports, and most of it came out early in the year. Like, it's been a rough summer to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been entertaining films, but as far as you got to go out and see it now, I mean, Willy's Wonderland was fun, but I'm not, going to say rush out and see it. This is the year we got Halloween Kills, Candyman, Old, Forever Purge.
Oh, I forgot that came out.
No, theater.
Can I forget that came out?
Not anymore. Sorry.
Theater.
Dan.
No returns.
I have a receipt, though.
Oh, shit. It's past 90 days. It's too late.
Oh, yes. Nico, the stylist was good.
I like the stylist a lot, too. Yep. I like the stylist a lot, too. Am I Colonel Sanders? No, I'm Dad Vibes Fred Durst. Then we got Sinister Antics watching. What's up, Sinister Antics? Mike, what are some of your favorite movies of this year?
Start off with the obvious, Malignant. It's a predictable one, but solid, enjoyable film. Not quite what I was expecting. James Wan taking the piss slightly, maybe played into some tropes deliberately, which I think have been over a lot of people's heads. Certainly, in a lot of the reviews, they don't think they realised what he was doing. He was definitely taking the piss. A Shudder exclusive called Vicious Fun. Really, really enjoyable, low budget, but looks amazing. Horror comedy, such a fun film. 90 minutes of just unpretentious, enjoyable nonsense, but really, really enjoyable. Nobody.
Vicious Fawn.
Vicious Fun. Yeah, it's on. It's a Shudder exclusive, I think, Dan.
Yeah, that was a Shudder original, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, really. It's set in the 80s as well, so really good soundtrack. Nobody, which came out of nowhere, which took me by surprise. I like Nobody. And yeah, maybe it's Escape Room 2, going low bar, but you know, again, unpretentious, doesn't take itself too seriously. Just a really enjoyable movie with no agenda. So I'm all down for that. And I will say Censor as well, but I get a bit confused with, was that 2020 or was it 2021? It's like some of these films kind of jump around between, but we'll call it a 2021 film.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so I've got a nice little list here. Some of them were already on my list, but there's some that, yeah, I'd forgotten about Gaia. I definitely want to see Gaia. And The Night House is out on Blu-ray now.
Yes.
And it's available on streaming, so that's a good one. That's a good one. I remember Lauren talking about School's Out Forever, but I'd forgotten to add it to my list. So
it's
put that
so
one
good.
on the list.
It's and it's not what you're gonna think it is when it starts. I was really impressed with it.
Very cool. Thank you, Gabe, for the $4.99 super chat. Evil dies tonight. Evil died several nights ago, actually, I think. But thank you, Gabe. Appreciate it, man.
Are we going to talk about it again?
No.
I don't think so.
Every time Piz streams, he transcends.
There you go.
And we're done.
This is my final form. The dad vibes. This is my final form. I transcended to the highest level.
I just really would love it if somebody would make a parody of the Lion King song, "In the Jungle, the Mighty
Oh,
okay. Anyway,
the Lion King song. She says the Tokens didn't put that out first.
I was going to say,
whatever. I want a parody song, but just "Evil Dies Tonight" in the Lion King sound. Oh God, my brain stopped working. Not enough caffeine. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Somebody out there is a gifted songwriter, I'm sure.
One good thing that has. Go ahead, Mike.
No, so I was going to before we carry on. Let's say before, say 4 weeks ago, could you have envisaged a scenario where we were doing a Halloween Patreon stream and we weren't going to talk about Halloween Kills?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of could have, but I mean, it was, yeah. I think that says a lot about the film, is the fact that we're going to just sort of skirt over it. I don't. It just feels like it's been so. It just feels like we're trampling. You know, it's been talked about so much. I mean, it's been talked about for over a year, really. The hype for that thing was over a year, and I really think, and I really don't want to go into the weeds here, but I really think that year-long wait for it created this incredible hype. I've shared some fan mail with you guys in the Twitter chat. One of those people who was very angry at me for my Halloween Kills review messaged me about a week before the movie came out and said Halloween Kills is 5 out of 5, the best of the series. He'd already had his mind made up before he got into the movie. I think that's kind of what happened with this movie a little bit. If it wasn't called Halloween, I think people would not be so favorable of it. But if you liked it, that's great.
I just want to point out, Piz, that all the people who love to point out that the Friday 13th remake had a 70% drop off in its second week. Well, that film now has a close cousin, because Halloween Kills dropped 70% in its second weekend.
It'll bounce back this weekend because it's Halloween. I think a little bit.
A little. I don't think a lot. I think it's probably going to lose another 50%. Which means it'll make about $8 million for the holiday weekend, and then it's done. Which, whatever. I mean, box office is not an indication of quality. Clearly, since Avatar is the biggest film ever made, I guess, right? But I think that it was really front loaded to people who were going to see it hell or high water. And now, I mean, I see a lot of people for Halloween night just turning on Peacock rather than going out to the theater for it.
I mean, it's
so.
Well, and I wonder. I don't. Has anybody seen any statistics about Peacock's gain in subscribers, or how many times it's been viewed on Peacock, or anything like that?
No.
Because I'm sure they got a big uptick in subscribers from that, and I'm sure it's been streamed on there a lot too. So I mean, you can't really gauge, you know, how much money did it make that way, but I'm sure, you know, you combine that with the regular box office, and I mean, it's enormous compared to the budget. So, but it will never it will never turn a profit though. It'll never turn a profit. Never.
Dave is saying that.
Sorry, who owns Peacock? I think I asked this question last month.
It's NBC Universal.
So are they a big deal? Are they like They are like yeah.
Dave is saying that it still made way more than I predicted. However, I'll point out that I said 35 to 40. It did 49 in its open weekend. There was people suggesting 80, like the previous film did. They thought it was going to do just as well. I was way closer than most of that panel. And it's not going to make, by the way, this film is going to end up making at the box office, theatrically, no Peacock money involved, less than 2018 made in its opening weekend in its entire run.
By far.
It's not, it's just how it is. But again, you know what? There's Halloween does this. There's a built-up demand for a film every 10 years, and then the next one doesn't do as well. I mean, it almost wouldn't matter if this was a brilliant film. You know, it's just that's how the Halloween films roll.
I rewatched 2018. It was the BBC show 2018, just after Kills dropped, and my God, that film Kills is far more entertaining in my opinion than 2018, and Kills is far from perfect. 2018 is a dog shit movie in my opinion.
Yeah, but
it's gone down. It's gone down big time in my estimation.
Big Crack Rock does not understand how the rules of Price is Right works. Anyone who went over loses. So
yeah. I do. Yeah, love you too, Rock. I do want to show you guys a really interesting image that I caught the other day. Just out of curiosity, when it comes to format market share for physical media, which format do you think sells the most in 2021? DVD, Blu-ray, DVD. Or UHD?
DVD.
I would say DVD.
In the last 2 weeks, by the way, Blu-ray has actually increased its share, but before that it was even worse. But yeah.
So I was going to see if I could share this, but I can't figure it out. DVD owns over half of the marketplace.
Absolutely.
For physical media, 54.5%. This is October 16th of this year.
And
Blu-ray.
Keep in mind that's in dollars, not units. So that and DVDs are a lower price tag. So what that means is when you get down to by unit sales, it gets even worse. 4K runs around 5% of the market. Yeah. And that's a good week, by the way, for Blu-ray. And a great week for 4K. But we got to realize the price tag on UHD is almost twice of DVD for it to get to that point.
Yeah. So, I mean, Blu-ray only 30% and UHD 15.2. So, yeah. DVD. I'm not surprised that DVD is in the lead. I'm just kind of surprised that it's in the lead by that much. Over half of the market share is DVD.
No.
I mean, why do you think that is?
Old people.
Blu-ray just never fully being embraced. Coming out smack dab in the 2008 crash. I think really hurt Blu-ray. I don't know. I think Tix on 4K is going to turn it around, though. Tix is going to be the one to do it.
Tix on 4K. Listen, that UHD percentage is going to double easily.
It is going to triple.
Just for Tix, let me tell you.
So what I would say is a lot of people who do buy physical media are just like mum and dad want something to keep the kids quiet, go to Walmart or in the UK to Tesco or whatever, and they buy what is the cheapest option, and it's just to keep the kids quiet. They're not hardcore physical media fans, and that keeps the DVD market ticking over.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah.
In some instances, the DVD is more expensive than the Blu-ray I've seen. So I mean, the retailers or the whoever are aware of this, and I've seen DVDs more expensive than Blu-rays. But I think too, like you said, a lot of people have like the portable DVD players. A lot of people have like DVD players in their vehicles.
Yeah.
So
most households don't buy physical media at all anymore. So the problem is, unless they started buying unless they were still hardcore about buying physical media and were early converters to truly high def televisions, which it wasn't true in the first few years of Blu-ray. It wasn't that common. Streaming took over most people's lives now, 6 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah.
The average person does not anticipate watching a movie more than once, period. We're the oddballs. We don't think of ourselves as the fringe, but we really are. And UHD is a complete mystery to these people because why they don't care. I mean, again, if quality of picture was always the concern, then Beta would have destroyed VHS back in the day, right? Laserdisc would have destroyed VHS. It's never been that. It's always been a cost and convenience marketplace. And DVD, everyone has that wants to play physical media can play a DVD. Period. I will say that baked into these numbers is also wholesale redistributors, which would be your red boxes and your other rental, what remains of the rental market. And so all those purchases get counted in these numbers, and that is by far a DVD market.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Tix. It's going to turn it around, Lauren.
Tix will do it. I think so.
Well, clearly Censor won't, huh?
Yeah, I know that. Oh, it makes me so angry.
Oh. But, I think they were like, okay, so who's going to Censor or Tix? We can only do one in 4K. Who's going to buy? But
which film is more deserving?
Tix, clearly. I mean, Clint Howard. When Clint Howard has the tick on coming out of his face, I mean, that's brilliant filmmaking.
Baby Herman, you talking about the film about the crocodile? If so, I love that movie. I just bought the import Blu-ray.
That's been on my list on Shudder for a while. I've just not gotten around to watching it.
So good. I mean, the crocodile effects kind of suck, but it doesn't even matter. The movie's so good, it doesn't matter. And it has the best performance from a dog ever.
Better than Pissing Fire from Nightmare on Elm Street 4?
So much better.
That's gonna be hard to beat, man.
Yeah. He set the bar high. That dog set the bar high.
Oh, well, you have to watch the whole film and get back to me afterwards because that dog is, and I'm not a dog guy, but this dog is awesome.
Okay, the pool from 2018.
Maybe not as good as the cat from Lamb that I was convinced was going to be a plot twist.
Oh, the cat was such a good actor.
But Dan's not kidding. That's the scary thing. Like, the cat is actually unnervingly good in the movie.
Yeah, it knows.
I haven't seen
it completely knows. When it jumps on a character's lap and is just looking at the camera, you're like, come on. We're talking about the cat.
I haven't seen Lamb yet, and I will, but I have to know, like, what kind of cat is it, though? Like, what breed?
It's a gray tabby.
A tabby.
It's so good, though. There's a dog in the film that's not nearly as good.
Are you a breedist, Sam?
No, I just prefer Russian blues.
So does Jeremy. So does
That's very,
Jeremy.
that's very communist.
Nico, yeah, has something happened to Vinegar Syndrome's Trauma Blu-ray? It's disappeared from the site. Is that so? Is that right?
Todd told me something about that, and I can't remember the details, but I do think there's some kind of an issue with Trauma. Sorry if I could remember exactly what it was, but he told me something.
I kind of wanted that one.
Trauma is one of those films that in your head is so much better than the movie, and every time you rewatch it, you're like, "Oh, that's right. This movie kind of sucks."
It's the polar opposite for me. I always remember Trauma sucking, and I went and rewatched it not long ago, and I was like, "Hey, it's all right, I guess." It's better than what we got from Argento on down the line, but
that's not a fair comparison, though.
I mean, the reggae music and stuff. There's a lot of weird elements in Trauma for sure. Yeah.
There is another Trauma, Chilean horror film from a few years ago. If you're an extreme horror fan, check that one out. That one's rough, though.
Is it rougher than Hidden in the Woods?
Yes.
Oh.
And Hidden in the Woods is pretty rough, but
that's a pretty uncomfortable movie, huh?
Yeah. Artsploitation put out some really good stuff.
Yeah, that was a good label. Are they still going?
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around. Wither is another really
Wither
good
was
one.
like an Evil Dead ripoff, but it's kind of cooler in some ways.
Yeah. They put out some really good stuff. Der Bunker, if you really want to get weird, a German film.
You know, Mike, you said that things have recently opened up there in the UK, and you were able to get back to the movies. Did you rush out and watch a bunch, or what were some of the first theatrical films you went and saw?
Just mainstream. I mean, literally mainstream stuff. Free Guy, which is it's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. It's fun enough. Halloween Kills, obviously, and Venom, the new Venom film, which I fell asleep.
I want to see that.
I fell asleep.
Oh, you fell asleep. Oh, okay.
I was tired, but you know when you're in a cinema, if you're getting comfortable, and if it's just not grabbing you enough, and it's just so nice to just close your eyes and just nod off. And I just the last half an hour, I don't remember a thing about it.
I've only fallen asleep on one movie in a theater, and it was what was that George Clooney movie that was like a remake of he's in space.
Solaris.
Solaris, yes.
But no one has stayed awake for that.
It was just so quiet, and like it had a hum, like a constant little hum throughout it. I don't know, I just got comfortable in my chair, and it just put me right to sleep.
I fell asleep during Alien 3. Don't feel bad.
Whoa, woman!
Wow.
I was a kid.
You shouldn't have been.
I'm sorry. I aged in a certain manner. I can't help that.
I think for me, Phantom Thread. Oh my God, I had to inflict pain on myself just to stay awake through that one. I defy anybody to stay awake in the theater for it.
That's the only one I've fallen asleep on in the theater. I'm usually pretty good about staying awake in the theater, but that one just knocked me right out.
I fell asleep at a metal concert once. It wasn't very metal of me to do that, though.
No, who was it?
It was Monsters of Metal, so it was everybody. It was like Motorhead played, Judas Priest, a whole bunch of people. At the time, I was working overnights, and this was during the time when I would normally be sleeping, so my fault. But, you know, your body can only handle so much. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't asleep the whole time.
Where'd you fall asleep at a thing like that?
It was just like I was just sitting with a friend, and I just kept nodding off because I was exhausted.
Okay. I was thinking this was like an outdoor thing.
Yeah, it was an outdoor event.
Oh,
it was like it was just sort of an outdoor amphitheater situation, so just kind of regular theater-like seats, and I just conked right out. I don't even remember who I conked out during, but you know, I got to see the bands I enjoyed, so I'm good.
I vote that you fell asleep during Godsmack. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to live with that.
Godsmack.
I have a terrible feel. I don't even know if they were on there on the lineup or not. Probably not, though.
They did all those like touring festivals, like all of them.
Oh.
That was their thing.
I must have completely missed them then. I always thought they were more like new metal, but maybe. Oh God, please, nobody. Everybody can roast me. I don't know anything about music. That's fine.
All I have to say is, I stand alone. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. So let's talk about the new Chucky TV series. Is everybody rocking the new Chucky TV series?
Rocking it? No.
Yeah, like rocking it.
No.
I'm up to date.
Has episode 3 come out?
When does it air?
I think it's 2. I think there's only 2 at the minute. As of yesterday, there was 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 2's on YouTube now. I didn't get a chance to see that one yet. Only seen the first one.
I've only seen the first one as well.
What's everybody in the chat thinking about the Chucky TV series? So far, 2 episodes in. Thought the first episode was not bad. It was kind of what I expected. Episode 2, I thought was a little boring. A lot of setup and no payoff on that one. So I don't know. I mean, I'm like, where's Fiona? Where's Jennifer Tilly? Where's
all of it later on?
Yeah.
It's so badly written. It's so freaking television writers like writing room crap.
Did everybody recognize the dad in it?
Did everyone recognize?
Who gets electrocuted?
But more importantly, does everyone recognize the wife of the uncle?
Yeah.
She looks
Jason
really
X.
Yeah, she's the final girl from Jason X.
Oh my God! I didn't know that. I was not.
Lisa Ryder. She looks exactly the same too. It's real.
Lisa Ryder.
Lexa Doig.
Oh, Lexa Doig. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She's aged down well. I'll say that she's aged.
She looks the same.
She looks. She looks fantastic. I was like, man, she looks so familiar. Okay, I feel better about the show now.
But the writing, the problem with the writing of the show and a lot of television, which why I can't watch much television, is that they write for the viewer, not for the characters. So, for instance, the scene where Andy clearly calls the new kid right on the phone and says, "Have you checked the batteries?" Right. That's for the viewer to reacting, "Hey, that's the guy from the movie." Because if you think about it, Andy doing that is going to cause him to open the battery compartment. Andy knows what happens at that point, right? The jig's up and the bodies are going to start falling. Maybe the kid's going to get killed too. So he wouldn't make that call unless he's an incredibly either stupid or sadistic character. It's written for the reaction from the audience, and everything in the series is like that. And also all the lame, let's take ideas from Heathers and try and apply them to middle school crap in it. So lame. So lame.
Yeah, they say they're like 13. They feel more like 16.
I was just, you know what? I was watching the show, and it's like he's meant to be 13, and he's like ready to come out. And then in episode 2, they're like getting it on the bed. I'm like, this feels a bit uncomfortable. These are like kids. These are meant to be the age they're playing. They're like little kids, and they're gonna have sex, and she's smoking weed. It's like. It just feels a bit odd. It's like these clearly are meant to be older than 13. They're meant to be. They look 16 to me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm sure that makes it a whole lot better.
But does this make us out of touch because we're like, oh, that's weird? Because like we can't relate to it. Does that just mean like we're out of touch with this generation? I mean, I really do. Obviously, I don't think anybody's arguing for 14-year-olds to be smoking weed or having sex, but. I don't.
No, I think what it is, Sam, is it's kind of like, even though it's always gone on, I think it's the fact that TV are now starting to portray this as like maybe normal, whereas 20 years ago they wouldn't have done that. And I think the older I get, maybe because my son's 18 now, but maybe I become slightly more conservative as I get older. and I don't really want to see 14-year-olds having sex in a Chucky TV show, and
Yeah.
that's just me.
That's part of the point, though. Like, why do an edgy coming of age young adult series for Chucky? It's not reading the room well. It really isn't.
No, it's not.
I was listen, and I'm a guy who's a fan of Seed because I think Seed is an insane film. I think that only mental illness creates Seed, right? And I appreciate that kind of just, oh my God, they went there and they did it. This is the opposite. This is pedestrian and just off market. It's not. Listen, the joke about the killing the cat at the end of the first episode, I actually laughed out loud. It's hard to get me to laugh out loud. I thought that was funny. But the rest of the episode, dreadful for me from beginning to episode. And now you guys are all saying the second one is worse. I'm like, I don't know if I can go back.
It's just a lot of like setup for what's going to come next.
Yeah, they're teasing a certain death pretty hard, but I think it just depends where it goes for me at this point. I think what I want is probably not going to happen, and that's to really go dark and have Chucky turn him into a serial killer and just have a really dark show.
Dan, you read my mind.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to get
Ori listened to one of the many needle drops in the first episode that said outright that was happening.
Yeah, that's true.
Way too much music too. Too much pop music.
I think it's just going to be tough. A Chucky series was always going to be hard because I haven't looked at ratings, but I do think there'll be a drop off no matter what. There probably, I would imagine, already has been. Anybody in the chat can correct me. But
I think I saw somebody tweet that the first episode got like 4.4. It did a 4.4. So I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah, huge, and then a big dip is what I was. Because after a while, I mean, the casuals, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we saw Chucky now, we're good.
Yeah.
But
does that mean million? Is that million or
yeah?
What does
yeah,
the 4.4 mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in for now, but we'll see what happens. I'll just put it that way.
So, I have questions for you guys. So, did any of y'all ever vivisect anything in biology?
Oh.
Not dissect, vivisect.
No, we dissected a frog badly.
Yeah.
We dissected frogs and fetal pigs.
Yep, fetal pigs.
Yeah. I've dissected a fetal pig, a cat, and a starfish. It was aquatic science.
Ooh.
We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I'm like, why are they vivisecting something? It just doesn't work. I mean, that's so far out of the realm of possibility. You're gonna let these 14-year-olds kill this fucking frog?
Yeah.
Pull it apart? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Also, the bullying is stupid. Oh, you got a GoFundMe set up for you. Boo-hoo.
That's the Heather's scene though. That's the wait until everyone hears what Veronica did at the party.
Well, I have a friend named Veronica. We all say that now.
Yeah. No, I mean, also the bullying thing is just, I think it's gonna people who have been bullied. I was bullied to some degree.
Oh, me too.
I just fought back against it, but I don't know. It seems like low hanging fruit to me. How do we make the kid sympathetic and make him potentially turn dark? Oh, make him bullied. It's just easy. It's like it's shorthand drama, and I don't know. I thought it was really lazy. There was a few good ideas, and there was a few like quick editing choices that I thought were kind of interesting. But
maybe I'm just really out of touch. But I mean, we're supposed to be. I know in schools they preach acceptance and tolerance and all that stuff that they didn't teach in my day. So is bullying still? Is bullying still a big deal in school? Really?
It's worse, I think, online.
Yeah.
And everybody's experiences might be different, but I know of a case at my nephew's school where some kid smashed another kid's art project or something and said something to him. And it was a big thing. Like, they actually dragged him in with the parents, made him publicly apologize. I mean, they were on it. I can't say that's every school. Again, that's just here in Georgia, but they don't mess around. Now, I do think you get it pretty hard probably on social media, and that's where you know, you can't monitor it as easy.
Schools don't mess around. I know a kid who, she said something to the effect of, I just want it to end. And that turned into meetings with counselors, being pulled out of class, being interrogated about, you know, taking her own life. And she was just like, I just wanted the day to be over. I just wanted to go home. But they turned that into a whole other thing. You know what I mean? So they definitely take stuff like that very, very seriously. In my day, this was pre-Columbine. Okay. A buddy of mine brought a toy gun to school. I took it from him and ran through the hallways shooting people. This was pre-Columbine. Nothing. Nothing happened. No, everybody's, oh, it's just Justin again. He's funny. Today, I would have been arrested. Expelled, arrested, probably thrown in juvenile hall. Hours and hours of counseling. Shot. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Dude. When I was in elementary school and it was like Christmas time, and this was private school. This was a Lutheran school. So, you know, everybody's pretty chill and stuff. And they give us candy canes. And of course, I automatically turned it into a gun and we all started playing like cops and robbers. Yeah. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. You know those poppers you can throw and they'll pop on the ground?
Yeah.
Poppers? You mean the drugs?
Not the drugs.
I go on the ground, not the ones you stick up your butt.
Exactly.
No.
I spread a bunch of those out in front of the art class doorway, so everybody who walked in, like pop, 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 you know, they'd freak out. I've been expelled. I'd been done. Just one pop, and I'd been done. But and I won't even go into what we did with the guts from the fetal pigs and stuff. I won't even go there. I'm not even going there. We do have somebody here in the green room, Sinister. Oh my God, it's Deckard.
Nice. I visited Dr. Decker this week.
You survived. Dr. Deckard, how are you?
He put a splint on my finger.
That was kind of him. So we've got Dr. Deckard here. I hope he's doing well.
Can you put sunglasses over that?
I think he's actually, hold on, let's see. I
recognize that laugh.
He's got like a suit on and everything. I like it. Dr. Deckard. Very nice. Very nice.
Very good.
Huh? All right, well, thank you for joining us, Dr. Deckard.
That's scarier than anything in Nightbreed.
He's just a member of the BDSM community. He has no idea what you're talking about right now.
He just knows that Midian is the place where monsters go. And that's where he wants to be. No, he wants to kill
like
all
Toys
the
R
monsters.
Us.
Yeah. But that's another
Midian monster. There's lots of monsters.
That's another place
that I can play with.
That's another place from our childhood that's long gone now. Toys R Us.
Well, I think in Canada there's like one left or something that's privately owned or some bizarre thing out of some lawsuit.
Oh well.
There were rumors about it coming back, but I'm assuming
there's the Jersey Gardens Mall opened one and closed it, I believe.
Okay.
Let's talk about other things from our childhood that are no longer around.
Yes, I'd love to feel older.
Yes, let's talk about our self-respect.
Let's do it. Like, you remember when you could go down to the ice cream shoppy? You could get the Coke float, and the Coke had real cocaine in it. Remember that? Those days, oh man, those were the days.
I had so much more energy when I was young.
I know. Oh man, those were the days.
This is my last. Speaking of soda, my last Diet Moxie from Orc that he sent down. So I want to thank the man. I've been stretching it out because I wanted it to last because I don't know when I'll have this wonderful cough syrupy beverage ever again.
I've never heard of Moxie. What does it taste like?
It's a Vermont/Maine thing. It tastes like cough syrup as soda, and it's delicious.
Really?
We call it scissor down here.
It's pretty most people have a bad reaction to it. I have a very good reaction to it. It's kind of like a root beer mixed with medicine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a root beer fan myself.
How can you not be a root beer fan?
So a little bit of Dr.
Oh,
McGillicuddy
yeah.
then, right? Kind of Dr. McGillicuddy-ish?
I don't know.
Don't drink.
I don't drink the alcohol.
That's good. That's good.
Can you imagine me drunk surlier?
I know. It's like I don't think you'd be I don't think you'd be a laid back, laughing.
No, I get when I was a kid and I was drinking, I got very, very confrontational, and I had no sense of scale, so I got beat up a lot.
Ooh. Well,
We've got Garrett in the chat. Garrett, how are you, man?
Hey,
Born to be
Garrett.
rad.
As far as sodas go, I had this once, and this was probably back in 2012 or 2013. It was like Dr. Pepper mixed with whatever that amaretto. It was like Di Serono. Di Serono and Dr. Pepper is a really good mixed drink.
Mm.
A little sweet for me, but I'm probably not like a big Dr. Pepper fan. So I know a lot of people love it down here.
Mm.
So I
Amaretto.
highly recommend.
Yeah, amaretto is good. I like the amaretto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got some amaretto, but it's amaretto chicory, so completely not alcoholic and not caffeinated whatsoever. And it's just like it's the tastiest thing. It's the tastiest thing I've had. You can just mix it with a little bit of coffee. Good combo.
Mm-hmm. I've recently gotten back into drinking coffee. I just have to have it in the mornings now, or I can't function. So, yeah, I'm back to the coffee.
That means you're old.
I guess, yeah.
Stop drinking coffee for a while.
Yeah. I used to drink it every day, and then I stopped drinking it for at least a few years. And I was sitting at work the other day, and I was just like, God, I got to have something. Then I was all out of Coke, so I had to go get some coffee. So,
a little Jet Alert fix you right up.
I also I have to thank Lauren for turning me on to the Bang energy drinks. They're energy drinks, but there's no sugar, it's the caffeine, B vitamins, good stuff.
It's just they just have cancer cells floating in them. They cut out the middleman.
Well, fair enough. But yeah, those are good. Those are good. The Bangs definitely work.
Nico is saying he misses Famous Monsters of Film. Man, I miss Forey Ackerman like you wouldn't believe. I miss all of what he brought. Again, we talk about our fandom. There is not probably a more important figure. He normalized the ideas that kids like monsters.
That's true.
Yeah.
I wish the Acker Mansion had stayed intact and become a tourist destination. It's really disgusting that everything was sold on eBay and it's all over the world now. It's cool that people can own their little part of Forey's collection. That's cool.
Yeah.
But think about what was lost. This is a man who owned the spider from the Spider Pit sequence of King Kong.
Yeah.
It's just amazing stuff.
What did that sell for?
None of his stuff sold for more than as much as you'd think. I think it was like $9,000 or something.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. Well, it flooded the market. There was just a ton of stuff, and I mean, the one sheets that man owned was ridiculous. There was something like 4,000 original one sheets. But.
I want to ask Dr. Deckard a question. Dr. Deckard, have you seen any patients lately? Have you framed any patients lately?
One or two.
One or two. Okay. Well, I mean, you're staying active. You're staying active. So, any trips to Midian? Any trips to Midian coming up?
No, not recently.
Okay. No, it's always there.
The last time you went there, things did not end all that well.
No, they
for
didn't.
anyone.
You were turned into some sort of demigod or something. I don't know, but
it wasn't real clear in the final cut. That's for sure.
It wasn't real clear. You were just like screaming, and it was a cool shot.
That Bruce wanted my dick.
Whoa.
Well, let's not go there. Was
that porcupine-looking girl?
She's hot.
She was hot. Yeah.
She was hot.
I'd
Too
risk
bad
it.
she's a monster.
I would risk getting poked to poke her. So
That was that.
I hope you got a lot of
I know.
protection.
That was awful. I'm sorry about that. I did break down recently, and I bought these damn Halloween 4Ks. After procrastinating for all this time, I finally broke down and got them. I got them all but part 3. For some reason, part 3 was like $40 on Amazon. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. In store, or did you order them online?
Amazon. Got them all from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, they were all in stock and came really quickly. So, except for part 3, and today is the anniversary of the original Halloween. So
That's true.
All right. Yeah.
Give you some ASMR.
thank you, Dr. Deckard. Who is your favorite monster in Midian, Dr. Deckard?
Oh, fuck those assholes. I don't like them.
That's exactly what I expected you to say.
I like all the monsters that were obviously hand puppets, not so much the guys in makeup.
There were some cool monsters in that film. There were some cool monsters.
I'm just shocked when I watch that movie that I don't like it, because I should, but there's nothing. It never really clicks for me, and I'm just always kind of bored with it.
Those damn monsters win, so fuck them. You know, movie's not that good.
That
was
was
with
supposed
the
to
big
get
guy
the
with the, like the
TV
long neck
treatment.
and his head just drops down. Didn't think I remember about Nightbreed.
Sam, Dan, are you guys fans of Nightbreed?
I am, but I'm a huge Clive Barker guy. So I know it was supposed to get the TV treatment as well a while ago. I don't know where that stands now. But
Dead as can be.
Yeah,
dead, I figured, because it was,
I think I might have seen it when I was a kid, but I cannot remember for sure. Since, you know, my mom obviously, like, she loves horror and sci-fi, so we watched a bunch of different things. And if I saw it, man, I don't remember anything. I have
What kind of
revisit?
What kind of horror is your mom into?
Usually sci-fi. Anything that crosses the sci-fi genre, that's kind of her jam. Like Alien, she loves the series.
She's a big fan of Resurrection.
I mean, honestly, we both like Resurrection. Anything with a big greasy monster, and she's happy, and she'll tell you that. She wants it to have a big greasy monster. We were watching Halloween 2018 before Kills came out, and she was asking what we were watching, and we was like, yeah, it's the one with Michael Myers. And she's like, I like a big greasy monster. And I mean, Michael's big, and he is kind of a monster, but he's definitely not that greasy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Greasy Strangler, Sam.
Oh,
Family Night.
but is that a monster, like a monster, like a supernatural monster?
I'm gonna say he qualifies.
He qualifies. Hold on, we've got another guest in the green room, and just the tiny little image of this person is really freaking me out. What's going on, Leatherface? How are you tonight? Good. I forgot Leatherface doesn't speak. It's good to see you, Leather. I see you're wearing a family video shirt. Okay, cool. Thank you for joining us. Have you cannibalized anyone lately? I'm sure. That's pretty much a daily event. I'm sure. How's Nubbins? Nubbins good? No? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Nubbins is a good guy. How's Grandpa? Oh, cool. Glad to hear Grandpa's doing well. He was the best killer of them all. Well, second to you, Leather. Second to you. That's right. Let's see. We've got a good question here from where'd that question go? From Keith. What was everyone's worst Halloween costume? Mine was the Ultimate Warrior. Terrible face paint job, a shirt with muscles printed on it, and neon shoelaces tied around my skinny little arms. That's awesome.
That sounds like a really great Halloween costume.
Anybody? Yeah, I love that you went as the Ultimate Warrior. We lost Leatherface. Damn it. I guess he had somebody to go eat. Anybody favorite or I'm sorry, least favorite Halloween costumes?
I have too many Halloween costume stories, so I will wait my turn.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Did you see the beginning of the stream?
Yeah, King Corbin was excellent.
I don't think it was necessarily a bad costume, but there's a bad memory tied to it. I did Macho Man, and I was imitating his finish, and I crashed through a coffee table.
What? Okay, Win. How old were you? I need to know everything about this occurrence.
7 or 8. Well, yeah, I did continue doing things like that, but 7 or 8, and I like cut open my wrist. What else? I was bleeding pretty bad. So, yeah, but it wasn't on Halloween. I had the costume and I was goofing off, and I overshot my brother.
Those elbow drops aren't easy. They
are not.
No. That's a yeah. So did you have to go to the emergency room, or did you have to get stitched up?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but actually probably the wrath of my mom was a lot worse than.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a switch or a belt, or what'd you get taken to you?
They don't have to do that. Believe me, she's scary enough when she's pissed off. So yeah. I think I had like a 2-week wrestling ban that didn't last, and continued to do that though too, which is not the last time I fell on glass. So
I have a similar story. This didn't happen around Halloween though. I was chasing the family cat, and I pulled my shirt up over my head, and I couldn't see anything. I don't know why. I mean, I was a little kid, and I'm chasing the cat through the house. I trip over my grandmother's feet, go head first into the corner of the coffee table, bust my head wide open. I've still got a big scar. And like my memory of it is like laying in the floor and looking up at my mother. She's on the phone to somebody, and her hand is covered in blood. Yeah. So I did go to the emergency room. I remember bits and pieces of that, but yeah, right on the corner, bam, cut me wide open. So last time I ran through the house with my shirt pulled up over my head.
Now his pants are a different issue.
I never wear pants. I'm not wearing pants right now. Pants are optional in my house. They're frowned upon, actually. So Mike, least favorite Halloween costumes?
To be honest with you, when I was a kid growing up, like trick-or-treating was obviously something we did, but we never really dressed up. It became, in the UK, it became more a thing after the internet sort of exploded. So we kind of got more influenced by you guys. So back in like the sort of like 80s, maybe into the early 90s, Halloween was still a big deal, but it just wasn't as commercialized as it was in the US. So we just go around in our own clothes and we didn't even have pumpkins. We used to use a turnip, like a little turnip. That's what we. And then when the internet suddenly, with the birth of the internet, obviously American culture just became we got a lot more influenced, and kids got more influenced by the way you do things over there. And now it's exactly the way it is for you guys. You know, it's a big deal. People decorate the houses. People never decorated the houses when I was a kid. You know, we'd just be doing trick-or-treating on like 95-year-old women who didn't have a clue what Halloween even was. Nowadays, obviously, you know, if the house isn't decorated, kids won't even knock there. But, you know, this is the 80s, you know, my mum and dad be like, yeah, you go and do trick-or-treating on that creepy old guy who lives by himself at the bottom of the road. I'm sure nothing bad can happen. Can you imagine that now?
No, I can't. No, I can't. There's actually a church nearby me that's doing trunk or treat soon. I think I may dress up as Jason or something and run over there and scare the kids before they can call the cops on me. So it's not that far away. I could run there and back real quick.
Trunk
But
or
yeah,
treat's not a replacement.
Trunk
for
or
trick
treat, no.
treat.
Trunk or treat is
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So, some churches do. It's called like an alternate Halloween where they don't dress up as ghosts, but they dress up as biblical characters,
Oh.
and then they hand out candy like in the
That's even
basement of the
worse.
church.
Yeah.
Unless they're
yeah.
choosing really good biblical characters.
No, I think it's
Deborah,
like,
maybe?
no, I think it's this, no, it's, no.
And now we'll recreate the story of Dinah. Oh, that's not PG. That's all kind of incesty. Ew.
I went to Walmart today and I passed by the Halloween section, and the Halloween section in Walmart this year was pretty pathetic anyway.
It's all
But
gone.
now
Yeah.
it's down to like one aisle and it's mostly gone. It's like they only could stock it one time this year. That was it. They stocked it one time and it was gone.
Yeah.
And now they've already got Christmas stuff up, and it's just has it not felt like Halloween to anybody else here but me?
Oh, it
this
felt
year?
like Halloween, like for me, but dude, Target, nothing. Like Walmart,
same here.
Walmart way better than Target, because Target like barely got any stock in, and it's like they had holes all over the place, and it's just looked really sad. So I don't know.
Walmart have much worse sell-through than Target, so they were able to dip into last year's stock to fill shelves. So
I did not know that.
yeah.
Target has cute things. It's just there was nothing there.
Well, Target actually have things made for them, whereas Walmart just buys cheap things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking for outdoor stuff, like that was gone quick.
Yeah.
that was like the worst. I mean, you can still get some basic stuff, but yeah. I would say if you decorate for Christmas, get it fast, because I think it's going to be even worse.
Probably. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Dr. Deckard, what's your least favorite Halloween costume growing up? Is that David Cronenberg under there?
Of course. I wore the Godzilla suit from the '98 film. That was the worst.
Ooh. Okay. Yikes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did people
That's-
throw fish at you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to advocate for bullying, but I'm kind of okay with it in that case.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
pretty
I'm
dumb.
sorry, my cat is invading right now, and I'm afraid he's going to knock the camera over.
Your cat just wants to be on camera.
I know, he just wants attention. He knows I'm in here talking to people. So it's like when he overhears me and my husband talking, he'll come in and start meowing at us, like, because he'll think that we're fighting. And we're just literally having a conversation. It's either that or he wants to join in. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Just wants his voice to be heard too.
Of course.
Let's see. Anybody else bad Halloween costumes they want to share?
I have bad and good Halloween costumes, but
Share 'em.
I would
Go
say
for it.
most of them I haven't really regretted them. You know, I mean, the only thing I could classify as bad, and it's not even bad, it's just sort of like, wow, that was a very 2008 thing for me, is I was a Catgirl geisha, and it was not my decision for 2008 Halloween. A friend of mine, I got a matching costume except mine was red. So, and my mom still has a picture of me in that Catgirl geisha outfit, and it's like framed, and I'm just like, I'll get you another picture. And there's nothing, it's not like super slutty or anything. It's, it's covering everything. But it's still like, woo, man, I could have made better choices. But,
It's like that year you decided to do the sexy Mr. Rogers outfit.
Oh, God. No, I mean, I've had some really fun costumes. Like, when I was with my ex-boyfriend years ago, do y'all remember when Hulk Hogan had that commercial come out where he was on a wrecking ball?
Yeah.
Song? I know some people do. So he went as Hulk Hogan, just Hulk Hogan, no thong, not the thong, just a regular Hulk Hogan. And I made a really terrible yarn mustache for him that we kind of tried to scotch tape onto him, which obviously fell off multiple times. And then I went as a wrecking ball, which was just basically like getting one of those big plastic chains and kind of cutting the length of it and super gluing it to a t-shirt, and then like also getting some of that fun foam and then cutting that out in a circle and then also super gluing that to a t-shirt. So
sounds pretty hot.
It was yeah, totally. But that was a silly costume. I really enjoyed also me and Tall Chris, Mr. Sam. We went as Calvin and Hobbes in 2018. That was I think it was 2018 or yeah, maybe. And that was a really fun one. I enjoyed that costume a lot. He was Hobbes, obviously. I've done a lot of couples costumes, either, you know, with my friend Scott. He passed away last year around this time, so we had a lot of really fun Halloweens. Like one year in 2015, we were both Rowdy Roddy Piper, and we ended up going to like karaoke party with my ex-boyfriend, and he was dressed as Snake. So it's like two Roddy Pipers and a snake. Solid. But I think the best thing that me and Scott ever did as far as a costume goes, we went as D-Generation X because we're the wrestling nerds, so of course we're gonna do that. And I was the Shawn Michaels.
Oh, okay.
I went around super kicking things most of the night.
Nice.
Yeah. And he was the Triple H, which is so funny because Scott was the skinniest person you ever like. Scott was so skinny. Like he drank like protein shakes for a week one time, and he gained like a pound. But anyway, so like his hair's really dark because he's half Mexican, and we tried to get it bleached. We tried to bleach it blonde, and you know what? Orange turns out orange.
Yep.
But
that poor man.
He looked great in it. It was so funny. It was a blast though. That was hilarious. Oh man, I miss those days.
Christian says Leatherface is the worst costume I ever worn. Alec Baldwin is second worst. My buddy Brian says his worst costume was Pac-Man in the early 80s, one of those plastic ones with plastic masks. Yes, it was as bad as it sounds. I remember those all plastic costumes with the plastic masks.
Ben Cooper.
I think I was one of the Thundercats one year. I think it was Lion-O one year. And by the time I got home, the plastic suit was like just ripped to pieces because I was just walking in it.
It was a garbage bag.
It was so cheap. I mean, it just ripped to pieces. So I mean, like every year thereafter, I was Dracula because Mom made me a cape, you know, and then all you need is black clothes under that, a little makeup, and you're done. You know, it's the cheap DIY, you know what I mean, costume. So that was Dracula for many, many years. Yeah. Big Crack Rock says I went as Glam Manson as a kid, and a guy asked if I was Monica Lewinsky.
Oh,
that's amazing.
That story might have gone a different way. That might not have been a bad guess about what you dressed up as much as a proclamation of what the person wanted.
Yeah, Lauren went there before I could.
Yeah.
So
clumsily.
Matt says I went when I was younger and I wore a Marilyn Manson shirt, and the guy who played Satan told me he should be seeing me soon. Ha ha.
Predicted the future.
Wow.
Oh, good.
Nice. What were you gonna say, Griff?
So probably one of the cooler costumes I wore was I got one of the ghost face, the ones with the blood, the little red liquid that flows around it.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that one. I had the knife that had the blood that it would, if you shook it, it would go all over the place. And this is just another side, but around 2009. I was working at Amazon, and I remember everybody was buying Heath Ledger Joker costumes. When I was working at but it was like another Heath Ledger costume. I think I shipped like 30 or 40 of them in like a week.
One of those went to Jeremy. I'm sure one of those went to Jeremy.
But the best one though, because like all those were like super pristine, the packaging, and then one person got a I don't know how. Okay, he had a Dracula where he showed something down below, a sexual Dracula.
Really?
It was pornographic costume.
Nice.
And it had a really like worn out barcode, so I had the hardest time, and I had to ask my supervisor.
You had the hardest time?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I know. I had a hard on for it. But
Putting the ween in Halloween.
Yeah, my supervisor had to take it personally. They're like, "I'll take care of this." I'm like, "I hope you do."
I'll take care of this personally.
Yeah. So, also, a lot of people were going as Buzz Lightyear. Well, the little kids that year too. That's just another side.
So, did you work at like a distribution center and you filled boxes or whatever?
Yeah, filled the totes.
Hmm.
There was people were buying Evil Dead 2 shirts as well. That was pretty rad. I was
It's
like,
funny.
I want those.
What was the weirdest thing that you saw someone purchase?
It's that Dracula costume.
You know, it's funny you say the Buzz Lightyear costume because many years ago now, I remember one of the coolest costumes I've ever seen any adult wear. He was dressed as Buzz Lightyear, but he had a face hugger on the mask, and it was sort of brilliant.
It is. That is.
That's cool.
yeah,
That's very cool.
it's great.
Any other Halloween memories you guys want to share? Fun times. Any tricks? Oh, Sam, please tell us your tricks. Or
Okay,
that sounded bad. Tell us about some tricks.
It just got worse.
Just go.
I'll get to the tricks in a second, but I remember one year we didn't end up carving the pumpkin in time, and it just sat on the counter and rotted. And this was, first apartment with roommates, so anybody who's been in that position, it's like you all act like assholes. We've all been there, and this was one of those times when it's just one of my roommates took that pumpkin out, and it's just like he, didn't know what to do with it, so he just threw it up in the air in the middle of the parking lot of the apartment complex and just splat. Problem solved. So, in case anybody ever wanted to know what it was like to just like have a pumpkin just land on asphalt, it's pretty grody. Oh, the tricks. So I'm not really into playing pranks on people, but one year a friend of mine, we kind of went and vandalized is a strong word.
Spill it.
The statute of limitations, I'm sure, is up.
Well, we TP'd the trailer of one of my exes, and we were all friends. It's like I had moved out of the trailer, and I was like, "You can have it," and I eventually sold it to him because it's like, no hard feelings. Here's a place to live. Go on your merry way, man.
Except what you left in that trailer.
Huh? Yeah, I know.
Did you leave a little surprise in that trailer for him?
No, not in the trailer, but like kind of on the trailer. Besides the TP, so we'd carved a pumpkin that year, and I took some of the pumpkin guts and I put it behind the handle of the door, and
I knew it.
The way that those travel trailer doors open, you can't tell if there's something on the inside until you put your hand there. And that made him so mad. It was so funny. He was more upset about that than the toilet paper. Because it's sort of like, the toilet paper, you're like, oh, good-natured joke. And then you're like, open the door and it's like squish. And you're not sure what your hand's touching.
But was this the guy who said that he had to cheat on you because he was going to be killed by a Mexican cartel?
No, that was Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like something Hulk Hogan.
That sounds like something Hulk would do. Yeah, that sounds like something Hulk would do.
No. we were engaged like forever, and I don't even know how long ago it was. Like we broke up in 2007. It's been that long. So, but no, I mean, no hard feelings. We're just kind of like, you're just sticking, just fucking with him a little bit, But he got really upset about the pumpkin guts. It was very funny. He got over it, but he was still like, ah. And I mean, I understand. I'd be like, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Those are the only.
And
those are the only pranks I've pulled. I'm not very good at that.
What about you, Dan? You ever pull any pranks on Halloween?
Yeah, mine's kind of mean, but my
spill it.
oldest niece was like horrified of Slender Man. So naturally, I would do whatever I could to, mess with her. I paid for it because none of them are into horror. But I have a friend that had stilts. He was like a circus guy. And I organized a visit from Slender Man. And
it's always the nice ones
outside outside her house, and she freaked out quite bad. That was one that I had to make a lot of apologies for, but
it's always the nice ones.
She was petrified. I had to call that one off because she was so yeah, I'm an asshole. What can I say?
That's why you're here.
There was good build to it, though. I came up with like my own lore, and because she wasn't listening to me, she tricked me because I thought Spring Breakers was I thought Selena Gomez. So I was like, oh, that's the Disney kid. So I buy a DVD of Spring Breakers for her, and this is like maybe it was the day before. I don't know. So I'm like cooking a pizza. And I hear all this like giggling. My nephew is watching too, and I see like boobs all over the screen.
How old were they?
They
really put down that
not
pizza.
old enough to be watching Spring Breakers.
No, Nick was very young, but not old enough to be watching Spring Breakers. So I'm like, what the hell is this? I thought they got a hold of my stash or something. So that led to the prank, and there were a lot of tears and. It didn't go over well, but he was a good Slender Man though on the stilts. Like, oh man, it was creepy.
Huh.
Very cool.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
I like that you went the extra mile there. That's good.
Yeah, and I think she knew about Spring Breakers, so I owed her one. I think it's okay.
Hey, that sounds more creative than the official Slender Man movie.
It was much better than the official movie.
I've skipped that one. Lauren, any pranks on Halloween night?
He's got all of them.
Any tricks? No? You're muted.
Why would I waste my Halloween night?
That's what Halloween night is for.
Maybe that's what it's for you.
Okay, what do you do on Halloween night?
Sleep usually. Actually, you see I love the season a lot more than I love the day. But the day is almost a little bit depressing in some regards. So it's like I never like, even growing up, but like the actual act of going out trick-or-treating was not really as cool as all the lead up. So no, I never played tricks on people now. I mean, I don't like people enough to hang around and wait,
Start talking about
the day now means a lot more to me than it did growing up. That's the whole thing. Like the season I've always loved. But the worst day of the year has to be November 1st, because that's like the day you just don't want, because it's really over.
Yeah, or the day after Christmas is a bad one too.
That's fine.
Day after Christmas is great. It's after Christmas sales. Oh my goodness, it's great unless you work in retail.
Yeah.
Christmas
is
nah.
What about you, Mike? Any pranks? Any prank pulling on Halloween?
Well, when I was when I was a kid, we used to just it was the old lighting dog shit and put on someone's doorstep. that old one. But
Classic.
I don't know about it. I don't know about in the US, but in the UK, most of the tricks are pulled on the night before Halloween. We call it Mischief Night. I don't know if you have something in the US, but on the 30th of
Devil's
October,
Night. Devil's Night.
Yeah. So
It's called Mischief Night.
So in the UK, especially in the north of England where I am, kids, it's gone beyond harmless tricks. It's basically kids going around setting fires. The fire brigade come out, and then they get pelted with bricks. It's basically vandalism. That's how we roll in the UK. It's just, kids in the UK are just, we don't have guns, but the kids are just out of control.
You got bricks.
How do you have guns?
Got lots of bricks.
Yeah, kids in the UK are just crazy.
That sounds like the end of Death Wish, the novel.
What about you, Griff? Any Halloween night hijinks?
Well, whenever little kids would come over,
oh God,
we had a black Labrador. He was a really big Labrador, and we would hide him in our backyard, and then when the kids start coming to the front door, we would immediately open up the back door, and he would come run out. He ultra friendly dog, but he's big and he comes at you fast. So we've had several people be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like the kids were freaking out, but the owners were loving on him. So he never hurt anybody. Too friendly. He was a fraidy cat, anyways. Every time there was a thunderstorm, he would start moaning. Big baby.
Yeah.
Great dog, though.
That's cool. I don't remember doing anything bad on Halloween night. I think I was just all about the night and not doing anything bad. Yeah, there you go. Candy and movies and stuff like that. So I don't remember doing anything bad on Halloween night.
I got a question for y'all. When y'all did go and get candy, did you make sure you hid it from your parents?
Oh, my mom made me like fork over that candy so she could check it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay, the last year I went trick-or-treating was when I was like 21 because I could still pull it off, and I went as an even sandwich. She still made me hand over that candy for it to be checked.
Wow.
It was worth it.
My mom used to. I've got to taste test it. I've got to taste test to make sure it's not poisoned.
Oh no, she legit wouldn't. She was legit looking for razor blades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a matter of like her getting the candy. She'd give it back, but she was like that. She's that paranoid.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. It's like I'm 21.
I can
drink legally, but I can't check my own Halloween candy.
Yeah. It's funny.
For me, all the first few years I didn't hide the candy, all the Reese's cups would be gone. My dad is a huge Reese cup fan.
Yeah, so many good. You'd always get a couple of those houses that had the bad candy. Like the nasty candy.
Then the brandless candy is just like it's just like a round, like just a little round ball in different colors, and you're not sure if it's like, is this a sour candy? Is this a sweet candy? Is this bubble gum?
Yeah,
I don't know. Could be drugs.
The house that's giving out sixlets, which no one enjoys.
I've always done like pre-prepared bags, so they get a little variety. So. Yeah, my family always went all out.
Yeah, I always when I had trick-or-treaters where I used to live, I always got the good stuff. Always got the good stuff. The not the tiny like Milky Ways and stuff, but the fun size ones. Because the tiny ones aren't as good. The fun size ones are good. Yeah. So, yeah.
I used to know a guy who honestly would give out the hot sauce packets from Taco Bell. That's all there was. He had a big bowl just filled with a. He just handed out to kids like.
Norm was not amused.
Oh no, it was hilarious.
Oh man. So did like any of your all's parents or grandparents like kind of hang out at your house and like kind of watch over until like y'all get back?
Oh yeah. Most years. I mean, we'd either go over to my mom and I lived with my grandparents for most of the time I was growing up. And my grandparents, they had some friends of the family who always went all out for Halloween. Like theirs was the Halloween house every year. And which, not gonna lie, me and Chris cannot compete with the people in our neighborhood right now. They like their game is like way like too high up there. Like, and also apparently like the theme is spiders and nobody told us. Every house is spiders. So, but yeah, we would normally go over to the Ferris's house for Halloween and just, Mom would take me out trick-or-treating and, my grandparents and the Ferrises would be there just hanging out, and the Ferris's grandkids would be over there. We'd usually all go trick-or-treating together. Since that was a neighborhood that actually like gave a damn about Halloween. Our neighborhood was kind of most of the houses were just sort of like, I guess it's Halloween, but also they didn't have the best candy. It was always like a big family thing for us.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it turned into that for me later on with Jeremy. We would fix up the house and hand out candy and get dressed up and try and scare the kids. And I always loved it when the parents would think our costumes were really cool, but the kids would be screaming and crying, and the parents would be dragging them up to the house while they're like having like a complete meltdown.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's like. Yeah, I've seen that in action too. Since there would usually be trick-or-treaters coming up to the Ferris's house, and it's all like black lights and spooky stuff and music, and then sometimes stuff would like pop out, and a few times somebody would be dressed up like as a monster and just like being very, still and silent and just waiting for kids to come up so they could scare them. But yeah, you'd have those real little kids who are like, no, I'm too scared, I don't want to go, and their parents would be like, come on, let's get candy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for reminding me of that, Tiz, because that's a whole other facet about Halloween and giving out candy that I completely forgot about. Oh, I love that part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was one year where I wore like this metal mask. It was kind of like the one from Demons.
Huh.
And kind of dressed up all in, black. And I sat right in the front with the fire pit, and like all like the older kids, teenagers were like, that's awesome. And then all the littler kids, or like the girls typically were like, I'm skipping that house. It's like, we're going away. It's like, no, they got candy. You got candy. You
want to get the candy that badly.
And there's some kids would literally walk by and they're like, that's really creepy. That's really like, I remember one kid, he just went, that's creepy. I remember a lot of kids dressed up as Pokemon freaking out.
Oh, that's so cute.
Did you guys notice this too? Like in my day, you walked everywhere to get your candy. Now it's like just drive by. They drive up in the car, the kid runs out, gets the candy, runs back to the car, and they drive off.
This is why the Segway should have taken over.
It was supposed to, I think.
If you could have had all these small little monsters on Segways, the holiday could really thrive. But
it's also part of this fear of if we even if we're walking with them, they can be taken or something. I don't know. There's a lot of fear associated with Halloween.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why are you letting people take your children? Come on.
I mean, in my day, it seemed like the streets were just absolutely full, and you walked like 5 miles, but it was the best walking of your life. It was just so much fun. And now it's just all like trunk or treat, or people pulling up to the house in cars, and it's
that's not the same. We would go to multiple neighborhoods. I mean, we would drive, be dropped off, hit all the good houses, back in. We went all over the place. Trunk or treat's fine, just that's not a replacement for trick or treat. You got to send your kids out, and an adventure. You don't trunk or treats.
Man,
Kids
Dan
should
just-
go to a prison and go cell to cell.
Yeah.
Add the danger and excitement back into the holiday.
Well,
Yeah.
I can remember being a kid and seeing like some of the bigger kids in like some really scary looking costumes, like carrying what looked like real weapons, and just being like, "Whoa, this is scary," but I feel okay. I feel safe, you know.
It was fun, scary.
Yeah.
This is another one. Ironically, Lexi again. There was a legit report about somebody who killed his wife or something that was loose, like in the general vicinity while I was trick or treating with her, and I guess she got some alert. This wasn't that long ago. She got some alert on her phone, and I was like, "No, we're not letting that stop us." So I didn't go home. I probably should have, because it was within a 2-mile radius, but yeah.
Could probably outrun him. It's fine.
That's kind of what I thought. I mean, you're not, if you only killed your wife, you're not going after trick-or-treaters. That was how I justified it.
There's usually a motivation.
Yeah, it's not like a
Usually.
serial
See,
killer.
that's what you need to do now to really freak people out.
Kill your wife?
Well, no.
That'll do the trick.
See, that's why I don't have a wife.
No, see, you just like you drive into a neighborhood where people are trick or treating, and you go home. There's an escaped killer. Go home, and then you just freak everybody out, and then you drive off in a
You have to make sure that you live far away from that neighborhood, though.
Yes.
Do not let anybody follow you. You just gotta.
That's true. You didn't hear? He's escaped. He's in the neighborhood. Just really freak everybody out. Of course, trick or treating now, at least in my area, it starts at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not even dark yet. And when it ends, it's not even dark yet. So I mean, that takes away from it too, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. My project this year, hopefully if it arrives on time, I have a fan of our show in the mortuary field that is sending me like real body bags and some other stuff like that. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that, because I think it's really cool. Yeah,
That's gonna be so neat.
I've got like 6 legit body bags coming, and some other surprises, whatever that means. Hopefully not a body.
You've gotta prank some trick-or-treaters with one of those body bags. Somebody's gotta be in there and popping out. It's too good.
I always, it can't be. I've had a neighborhood association like had some complaints about me over the years. So.
I told you, it's always the nice ones.
That just means you're doing something right.
I've been threatened with some fines before if I didn't take certain things down, but
Dan's just balling all over her life. Jesus.
I don't think it was that bad. I had a pumpkin that they didn't approve of at one point, and
tell us, was it offensive? How offensive was it?
It was kind of a stillbirth theme that they didn't like very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan, would you be upset if I stole that idea?
No, go for it. I actually stole it online, I think, or something. It was like, I won't get too graphic, but you get what I'm going with. And
I'm gonna have to go and like find out, because there's like a pumpkin contest at work, and it's like, well, I don't have any good ideas this year.
Don't do that, Sam. Don't do that.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I got a knock. There's this old. I got a knock on the door, and it was this old guy, and his name's Will. He's an asshole. I don't care. I'll say who he is. But knocked on my door, and he just points. He's like, "Do you think that's appropriate for young eyes?" And I think I started laughing a little bit and pissed him off even more. So, head of the neighborhood.
Your face is appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's not serious. It's I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. Shout out to Will.
We'll screw you.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are? Go ahead, Sam.
No, it's just Dan. What you were saying about the inappropriate pumpkin reminded me. So we used to have like ugly Christmas sweaters at one of my previous places of employment when I was at Spectrum. Yes, the dreaded cable company. I was not responsible for anything that on anybody's end that went wrong. I was business class. So we had ugly Christmas sweater contests, but I always ended up making them kind of the ones I made and entered like horror related. Like the first one was like a dead Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, nice.
And then the second one was Krampus. And the second year, like I won the first year, and then the second year I entered, and they took everybody's picture, and they never announced the winners. It just was like it just ended. There were no winners.
Oh. That's
So
BS.
I effectively ruined that year. So
You ruined it for everybody. Nice.
I'm
Well
very
done.
proud of that. So I'm really hoping that I can do that with the pumpkin decorating contest this year because I'm the one that suggested it. So it's like this is what happens when you take when you guys like listen to my ideas. I'm so excited. Thank you, Dan.
That's awesome. I try and my rule is like the blow ups and everything. They're all kid friendly, but I want a couple gruesome things for the adults.
Right.
Just a couple. I mean, and I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad, but I don't know. What's the chat think? Is that inappropriate?
I'm
photo
sure
of it.
the chat is probably all with you. I'm sure.
I have a physical photo of that one somewhere.
Digitize it.
If I can figure out how to do that, I will, because it was pretty funny. They got some heat though.
Well, let me ask you all, what's the plans for this Halloween?
For me, take my nieces and nephew trick or treating, and my family does like a barbecue outside while we hand out candy. So hot dogs for also trick or treaters if they want them. We do a big neighborhood block sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? What's your plans for Halloween this year?
I watch a couple of movies. Nothing too strenuous. Is it a Sunday this year, Halloween?
Yes,
Saturday.
Or
it's a Sunday.
Sunday.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just watch a couple. Probably watch Hell House LLC, one of the best found footage movies ever made. Thanks, Piers. You got me onto that one. And I'll try and fit in Ghostwatch as well. One of the greatest TV shows. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I know you guys refer to it as a film, but for me, it's always been a TV show because in the UK, obviously, it was just aired as a TV what would you call it? A docudrama / reality TV show.
Do you remember when it aired?
Yeah.
Did you watch
it live?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Were you freaked out?
Yeah, I was sick for the first half an hour. Yeah, I was 16. I think we talked about it last year, but like, so in the UK in 1982, satellite TV was not really a big thing. So the UK basically consisted of 4 main channels, and only 2 of those channels are popular. You got the BBC, BBC One, which was Ghostwatch, and you got ITV. So ITV, maybe intentionally, had one of their programs run 5 minutes late. So it overlapped with the beginning of Ghostwatch. And Ghostwatch had a disclaimer at the beginning of the show explaining that it wasn't real. But because millions of people came over from ITV, and I'll just enforce this. In 1982, millions of people were watching TV at the same time, and millions of people went from one station to another at the same time. Millions of people missed the disclaimer. So 45 minutes later, people, and as you said, Piz, thousands and thousands of people are ringing up the BBC headquarters, just losing their minds. And yeah, it's something. It's a product of its time. It could never happen in the internet era. But
was that in the 80s?
And yeah, great memory. 92. Yeah, 92. Halloween night, 92. So just way before the internet was even really. I know the internet became a thing in the mid-90s, but let's be honest, the internet only became relevant in terms of word of mouth once the 2000s hit. You know, this was long before that, and yeah,
It didn't become relevant till Piz started making videos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I distinctly remember. I remember Lorne. I think Lorne. I remember watching The Sausage Factory, and you mentioned it. You mentioned it as a film to watch, and I remember this is long before I became involved in prediction streams. Yeah, and I remember Piz made it. I distinctly remember because this is long before I interacted with you guys. I was a big fan of The Sausage Factory. I remember when you talked about it, and I remember Piz made a note and said, "Oh, I'll have to check that out." And then a few weeks later, Piz is just like making a video going, "Oh, I've just seen the most amazing, film." And
So
I've watched that. I've watched that review a couple of times at yours, Piz, because because your enthusiasm for that is, it's contagious. Because I think a lot of people probably went from your video and then checked it out, because a lot of Americans will have no idea about, and people need to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew it those accents.
I think I think over here, most people know that the WNUF special.
Awful.
And when I say most people, I mean most horror fans probably know about the WNUF, which is basically Ghostwatch just Americanized, and it's just inferior in every single way. There's a lot of people who love that movie, and I mean that's great, but Ghostwatch is so much better.
I encountered Ghostwatch in the tape trading community in maybe mid-90s, maybe late mid-90s. It was the kind of thing like when you found the dealer who had a copy, because it was not really common. It was a big deal. And what I think was even better is that because it was a dupe of a dupe of a dupe of a dupe at that point, not only did it have that television quality, but it was degraded almost like you were digging up some like archival footage for real. And the fact that it was British on top of that, it added a certain suspension of disbelief back then, because you heard about what it might be, but like no one really knew the full backstory. It wasn't really, again, you didn't have the internet to just dial it up. I didn't have the New York Public Library to go research, right? It was just whatever someone told you. So, I mean, but I do think you could do it today. You just have to have a big plan and seed it onto the internet really early, and then years later revisit it so that people would be like, no, this thing really happened. I read about that years ago. But you'd have to really plan it out.
Or you get a bunch of TikTok people to spread the word that it's real, like Megan is Missing, which is so obviously not real in any way, but people believe that it's real because they saw a TikTok where somebody said, "Oh yeah, it's real. I knew Megan, and yes, she's still missing." So now everybody just thinks it's real.
That was hilarious. That's actually coming to Blu-ray on Tuesday.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know. It makes me laugh though. People were really losing their minds on TikTok over that clip at the end.
Now the last, I don't know, 15-20 minutes of that movie is just really sad and depressing. And, it takes a real turn, and you just go, holy crap, what am I watching now? And so I can imagine that really freaking some people out. But not real. It's just not real. I promise. It didn't really happen.
Megan's all fine.
Megan is fine. Megan's fine. Her friend is fine. Everybody's fine. We've been going for almost 2 hours. So this has been a lot of fun. I know. Yeah. We had Dr. Deckard here at one point. We had Leatherface show up at one point briefly. It's been a wild night. We've had a lot of, the chat's been really awesome tonight too. Let me do some shout outs here. Shout out to Nico for the $5 super chat, and shout out to Gabe Keokla for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you guys. Over on Twitch, thank you PlayStation 9 for the 100 bits, and thank you Sinister Antics. I don't know who that person is though. Sinister Antics, thank you for subscribing over there. Very kind of you. Let's see who else, who's still with us here tonight. We've got Zombie 7979. There's Nico.
Nico, hop on one of these.
Nico says, this Halloween I marked 40 years to the day of seeing Halloween 2 in a grindhouse and driving cab all night. Awesome. Watching Halloween 2 again. Very nice. That's very cool, Nico. I think I'm gonna watch. I think I'll watch the new Halloween 4K tonight since it's its anniversary, and I'll check out see how that 4K looks. Let's see. Chris Roberts. There's Jamie in the chat. Dr. Sick Flicks. Robert Long. Who else is still with us here? Sean Sr. Briley Van Dyke. How are you? There's my buddy Keith, Captain Halloween. Big Crack Rock. Always great to see Big Crack Rock in the chat. He keeps things lively out there. I just liked chucking eggs on cabbage night like a basic biatch. Let's see. Matt, what's going on, Matt? I know DJ was here earlier. Mike D, what's up, Mike D? How are you doing? There's Jilly. Hi, Jilly. How are you? Dr. CZ Death. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. Dan, where can we find you on the social medias?
Flesh Wound Features. You can check us out on YouTube. Also, Flesh Wound Dan on Twitter if you want to follow me.
Very cool. Mike, where can we find you on social medias?
The Real Fifth Beatle on YouTube. Live stream every Tuesday night. Be live streaming tomorrow night. It'll be 7 p.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Sorry, midnight UK time. And at the Real Mike 1976 on Twitter.
Very cool. Griff, where can we find you?
You can follow my Twitter, Grave Abyss, at Grave Abyss on Twitter. You want to see some book hauls, pictures, you can go there.
That sounds like the name of a great, death metal band. Grave Abyss. Opening for Cannibal Corpse. Grave Abyss. Lauren, where can we find you on social medias?
Visited by Voices 1 on YouTube, and at Lauren Dixon on the Twitter.
The Twitter? Okay, cool.
The Twitter.
Sam, where can we find you on social medias?
Wait, usually I'm with him on Visited by Voices, but I'm also on YouTube on Sheebies, and I'm also on, wait, did I just say Twitter or YouTube? I don't know. I'm tired, apparently. This wig is cutting off my circulation. It has to go. I can't do it anymore. Well, I tried. I almost made it. Twitter, Sheeby_GBs, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm usually the most active there. You know, all my terrible takes on horror movies.
Some spicy takes, definitely some spicy takes. Trollish sometimes.
I'll share my favorite Alec Baldwin jokes.
Oh, a lot of those flying around on Twitter these days.
Some good ones, yes.
Quite a few good ones coming from Sam. Sam's always good for a hot take. That usually riles up a lot of people. So.
Oh my god, I have a huge line in my head. Ow.
2, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Ow. Oh,
You're
no.
You're a double line.
I'm a monster.
You were just gigging. It's not a big deal.
Oh, damn, dude.
But thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I just did round 2 of my Bad Michael Myers mask unboxings. If you've missed that video's up now. I will complete the Dollar Tree Horror Movie Challenge. I will finish House Shark. I promise. And Jeremy and I will be doing our Halloween stream on the 30th in costume. And I think we'll be giving some stuff away too. So tune in for that. That'll be fun. We're going to try and squeeze in a Halloween H2O commentary at some point before then too. But no promises on that. It's been a very busy month. But anyway. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. And take care. We'll see you again real soon. If you'd like to join one of these with me at some point, follow the link in the description and become a patron. All right. So take care. Until next time. Peace.